Yes. 13.
All right. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Feeling really good? Feeling pretty confident on this last couple of minutes?
All right.
Anyways, you can go on. You got to do a lot quicker. My speech is how to become a disc jockey, as always. And, yeah, it's just an intro. It's all interesting. I'm trying to make it interesting.
Good.
All right. Next slide. All right. I'm going to go, this is kind of like the outline, but I'm actually going to explain it, and you guys get a full view of what's going on. Anyways, the specific purpose is to show people that being a successful disc jockey takes a lot of work and determination. You always need that. Those are the two prime ways. Here we go. Next slide is going to be the thesis statement, as always. There are 3 main points on which you can be successful, and those 3 points are having some experience, the types of music that you can play, and sharing your knowledge to people. And that's what I'm going to be explaining later on in the presentation. That's just a little. So, yep. Next slide. And then we're going to start off with the introduction, just to get you guys going on what is going to be like that. The first main thing of being a disc jockey is a main part is a skill. It's not something that you can be good at when you walk in, because without the knowledge, how are you supposed to know what you're doing? Some of these skills can be the radio voice, how they operate the soundboard. I'm going to tell you about that more in a minute. And these skills can help make them successful and continue to work in the radio field. So all these types of skills bring them and make them successful in doing what they want to do. Next. This is like for everybody. I don't know if a lot of people might know this. Most people, basically at anybody's age and they're teenagers, can be interested in finding different types of music. I bet a lot of people are. Today, we use the most recent songs on the radio, like always, and we learn the lyrics each time to listen to it. I don't know if other people might, watch like YouTube videos or whatever. They probably might know it. But then, if people will like it, they will download the songs on sites like iTunes or Rhapsody. I don't think people use Rhapsody anymore. But back then, it was less accessible. You had to find out the song by word of mouth or by the disc jockey itself. Next. All right, next slide. I'm going to be continuing on the introduction. This is just be myself. I like to be a disc jockey because I enjoy being in control of the music that is being played and giving out some important information like news, concert tickets, weather, mostly entertainment stuff. And then, yep. Keep going. And here's the preview of the points, like I just said. Having some experience. Second will be sharing my knowledge to people. And finally, the different types of music that you can play. Next. All right. This I have a little bit of explaining. My first point is to learning how to use the soundboard. Now, I know you guys are thinking, what the hell is a soundboard? Click it. What the hell is a soundboard? What click? Soundboard is how the radio system works. It's the basic membrane that controls bumpers, music, radio voices, and etc. And as you see, that's you try to mess with me there. But that's the basic soundboard, and that's all the controls and the volume. And these are like volume switches. The louder it goes, that's how it inputs the sound of the audio into the radio station, and that's how you control fade-ins, fade-outs, etc. Good? Yeah, I'm good. All right, continuing on here. Next is having a nice radio voice. One of the main points of being a disc jockey is that you want your own listeners listening to you. You don't want to be a deadweight. When you have a nice radio voice, people will want to listen to you more often and thus creating more ratings. All right, my next point is sharing your own knowledge to people. That's my other point. Next, and then my first point explaining that is the names and artists. People like me want to know the names and artists of songs. I'm very eager on that. That's one of my main jobs of doing it. One of the main good points is to gain more listeners is to say the names and artists. It'll make it easier for people to find the song instantly and not, struggling on the internet or whatever. Yep, you can roll on Billboard. Continuing on here with sharing your own knowledge. First would be traffic and weather reports. It is best to help people from any accidents on the roads. Doing the traffic and weather will help a person plan on what he or she is doing today or preventing an accident to happen. You always want to make sure. Safety is key. Next. My last point will be the different types of genres of music. One will be the decades. Another main purpose of becoming is to giving some originality to your own music. Playing different decades of music will make the radio station fun to listen to and not just playing the same recent songs or songs all over again, like the most today's radio stations. And then next would be continuing on. My next will be playing the music that people will have an interest to. Like many disc jockeys, it is hard to tell when a person listens to your radio station. And it's also hard to tell whether or not people will like the song that is playing on the air. That is why ratings are printed out to show how many people are listening to you right now. And it tells the disc jockey to change the format of music. If something's not going right, you gotta change. You gotta change the format. They're not creating any money, you gotta change yourself. And then my conclusion is going to be based on 3 parts, or 4 parts, excuse me. You can just keep on clicking out, just keep on explaining each one. In conclusion, we all have talents that we can help the world today. My talent is to help people find my own personal favorite, the 1980s, and without any struggle in finding it. And my next is having experience, expanding your knowledge, and playing different types of music are the main reasons of why disc jockeys remain so successful in their lives and what they do for a living. And then doing a lot of work and giving out your determination, like tying it back, can help you guys become successful in being a disc jockey. And my concluding thought, if you guys have any type of passion in music, whatever the chances may be, always reach that goal and have a great time on doing it. That's it. And those are my references, and just for showing my YouTube and Jelly Motion Banks.
Thank you. Questions, people?
And that's just me on the radio. That's
Okay, questions? Quick questions?
Yeah.
What's your favorite 80s band?
my favorite 80s band? A lot of stuff. I usually like the rock. You're interested in the rock, right?
Yeah.
Van Halen,
Okay.
Rat, all that stuff.
There.
Where do you work now?
I work now. I'm basically doing part-time work on other radio stations around the county, in the area,
Very cool.
and just fill-ins. I'm not really have a full-time job yet.
So you've been on the radio?
Yeah.
You better be.
I'm also on the internet as well. That's why I have those YouTube links.
Very
Daily
cool.
Motion.
Any other questions? Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, sure.
Do you take how most radio stations do? They grab people's phone calls. Do you
Take
do
people's
that?
phone
Yeah.
calls? Yeah, the request, that is key. You have
So
to.
that's when you know what type of music.
Yeah,
you want.
that's the thing. Like when you want to play something that you want to have an interest to and you want to show the world, and then you got a caller saying, "Oh, I want to play this." You have no choice on playing it. I mean, otherwise you're gonna have to hear it from your boss and gotta kick some ass.
Yeah. Great. Let's get